Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is February 1st, and that means day 32 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we're going to show you how we printed out King Edward the Magnificent, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here on day 32 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a facts section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. But on today's episode, we printed out King Edward the Magnificent from the Dragons of Glastonbury collection from MakerBot. As you may know, the Dragons of Glastonbury is one of my favorite collections up on Thingiverse. And I normally just print the dragons. But today I decided it was time to print out some of the little human figures. And why not start with the king? And for this print, we use MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gold on our gMax 1.5 XT+. So let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Then we'll fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back here at the workbench. Alright, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is King Edward the Magnificent. And I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And this is a very unique print as the crown is a separate piece. And there is some more unique aspects to this model, and I'll show you once we get over to Simplify 3D. And speaking of which, let's tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Okay, so here we are in Simplify 3D and I've dropped the model down on the print bed at 100%. And as you can see, his little crown is a separate piece. So let me show you my process settings for this print. Under layer height, we did a 0.16mm layer height with 3 top and 3 bottom solid layers and 3 perimeters. We also ran a brim by entering 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. We did a 20% infill on this print. We didn't run any support material. This is MatterHackers PRO PLA and I've adjusted my temperatures a little bit to 202 and 205. We have our 3-stage cooling system set up. And we ran this out at 45 millimeters per second. So let's click OK and hit Prepare to Print and we'll show you how it slices. Okay, so there's our finished slice, and let me play this through and you can see how unique this model is when it prints. As you can see, the feet and the cape are separate, and the feet slowly rises up and forms the body. And let me speed this up a little bit. And then eventually it'll join in with the cape. And then his scepter is separate, and it grows and prints the hand, and that joins the body. And that finishes our print. And of course, we've already printed ours. So let's fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back over at the workbench. Alright, so that was a cool little bit of time-lapse footage, and here are our 2 little pieces, and I'll put his little crown on his little head. And he turned out magnificent. I am really impressed with this tiny little print. Now his crown won't stay on, so I'm going to take him off and put it aside. I need to glue that on. But I want to show you the rest of the print because it is awesome. And of course you'll see it in the close-ups, but I'm going to try and get you to focus on this. Look how smooth that surface finish is. I mean, this thing turned out amazing. I am so impressed with the gMax 1.5 XT+. It captured all of this little bit of detail, and this is a tiny little figure too. Even his scepter looks amazing, except for the little bit of top. There's a few retraction spikes on there, and I'm always working on my retraction settings. But other than that, this turned out perfect. Well, that about wraps it up for day 32 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you found this interesting. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow on the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. This turned out amazing, so I'm definitely printing the rest of the little human figures from the Dragons of Glastonbury collection.